I have been getting so many comments recently of people telling me that they miss my colorful eyeshadow tutorial, so we are here today with a colorful eyeshadow tutorial. I'm super excited because today's video is kindly sponsored by Odin's Eye. Odin's Eye has been running this mega sale on their website since the end of August, and it ends in just a few days on September 20th. And one of the deals they're offering is this randomized single shadow 12 pan palette. You'll get 5 metallics, 3 multi-chromes, and 4 matte shadows. All random colors, but they have such fun colors on their website. Buying 12 shadows plus the palette is normally priced at over $100, but with this mega sale that they're doing, it's 50% off, so it's priced at $51.40, which I think is such a good deal for Odin's Eye's eyeshadows. Here are some of the shadows that I picked today, so let's dive in. So I decided to go through my Odin's eyeshadows and I picked out 5 metallics, 3 multi-chromes, and 4 mattes. And here is my little 12 pan color story that I came up with. My color story kind of started with these pinky purpley shades up here, and then I wanted this like fun pop of gold, and then I needed some more shadows, and I was like, ooh, let's do some green because you guys know I love purple and green together. If you're someone that likes very pigmented, bold, and intense eyeshadow looks, you should definitely check out this bundle because they have so many cool and unique colors as well. I'm gonna swatch out these 12 shades just to show you what the formula looks like. Okay, that multi-chrome is crazy. I don't even know if you can see all the colors on camera, but wow. Okay, that's stunning. Ooh, that is such a unique shade. Oh, look at that purple shift. Wow. That's another multi-chrome. That is like intense. Again, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but like there's so many cool colors in that. And that was like the most beautiful swatch ever. That is my little 12 pan palette that I created. I am going to list all the shades that are swatched down below. I'm going to start with this one. So this will be 1 and then this one will be 12. I am just so impressed with these shimmers and multi-chromes. So let's just do a fun look today and play with some shadow. I'm going to start with this matte pink shade on my Sigma AB2 brush. My plan is to really build up this shade in my crease. I want it nice and pigmented and intense. So I am dipping back into the shadow to build it up even more. I'm kind of excited to play with some color today. It's been a minute since I've done a colorful look. The last time I used these Odin's Eye singles was a look I did for my birthday this last June. I did a really fun glam purple eyeshadow look that was inspired by a birthday cake that I got for myself. I'll link that video up here in the cards for you. But that was such a fun makeup look, and I ended up using quite a few Odin's Eye singles for that look, just like specifically the purple shades, like those intense purple shades were Odin's Eye. That's why I'm saying if you're someone that likes these just intense, fun, colorful shadows and just something kind of different that's, you know, on the market right now, definitely check out their shadows. On that same brush, I'm going to take this lighter lavender shade and I'm going to use that to blend around the edges of the pink. Just look at how smooth these matte shades look in my crease. I always like to point that out, especially before I add the shimmer shades, where like it just looks blurred almost. Now I have my Sigma AB4 shader brush with that pink shade on the tip of it, and I'm gonna run that across my entire lower lash line. Again, I am dipping back into that shadow and just kind of building it up, and then I am pulling it outwards towards the outer corner of my eye. And then going back to that lighter lavender shade on my fluffy brush and softening out that pink. Now I just have these pinky shades wrapped around my entire eye, and I'm going to take that first shimmer on my finger, and I'm not going to add any additional primer. I just want to apply this as is and see how it looks. Oh yeah. That looks fantastic to me. And the nice thing about Odin's Eye shimmers is that a little bit goes a long way with them. Then I always like to go back to my fluffy brush and blend around that shade in my crease just to soften out any little shimmer particles. I'm gonna line my top lash line with this Urban Decay brown liner in Tootsie. And I'm gonna run that across my entire top lash line, kind of as a smudgy liner. And then I'm gonna smudge it out with this dark brown shade on my Sigma AB6 brush. I'm liking mixing this dark brown shadow with this shade on my lid because it kind of makes a fun purple color where they meet. Then I'm also going to stamp this dark brown shade along the base of my lower lashes, but I'm trying to leave my waterline blank. Going back to my shader brush, I'm going to soften out the lower lash line. I'm also going to soften the top of this brown line as well. I want this to be pretty smudgy looking. Okay, I'm really liking what I have so far, especially once I finish it up with mascara and lashes, but it's feeling a little Valentine's Day-ish to me, and it's September. Looking at my palette that I made, I'm like, do I add one of these four? That's what I'm kind of thinking. I think I'm leaning towards the greens. Might be crazy, but I'm gonna take my AB4 with this matte green shade, and I just want to know what would happen if I added like a little bit of this in my outer crease. I mean, it's definitely adding a little bit of depth. Do I love what it's doing? No. I don't know, I didn't want this look to be super duper pink. Okay, wait, I'm bringing the green a little bit lower, more on my very, very outer lid. I think I like that a little bit better. If I take a little bit of this shade on my finger, and I want this one on the center of my lid, so it'll go the pinky shimmer to this kind of greenish one, to then the greenish outer corner. Like, that makes sense to me. Little pink and green moment. Little Cosmo and Wanda. I mean, that's kind of fun. Actually, I like that so much more now that I added that green on the center. That kind of pulled it together. I am going to add a smidgen of the matte green shade to the outer part of my lower lash line as well. It just kind of takes away from how like pink the eye look is and almost adds like a little bit of grunginess to it, since it's kind of like that army green olivey shade. All right, I went ahead and finished up the eye look. Let me tell you what I did. This is kind of new and different for me, but you know how normal it is to run just like a nude liner in your waterline, right? I've been doing that for years and years. That's a very common technique, and I've been doing that, but with a shimmer eyeshadow. This is the Urban Decay shimmer eyeshadow in the shade Top Off, and I've been running this in my waterline because it does brighten it, but I also like the little bit of sparkle that it has. I just feel like it adds even more of a pop to the lower lash line, and it's just a little more fun than like your typical basic nude liner. Especially for such a sparkly look like this, it's like, why not just add more sparkles? And then for my lashes today, I'm just wearing a half lash right out here in the outer corner. It's these Lilly Lashes in the style Dreamy. I do gotta say though, I am a fan of these Lilly Lashes half lashes. I think they are really, really similar to my Bright Lashes half lashes. And then I did also add just a highlight shade to my inner corner and my brow bone, and for that I used the shade Bright from my palette with Sigma. And I think this eye look turned out pretty cool. It's kind of fun and different. I'm definitely glad that I added the green because, like I said, it was feeling a little too pinky, lovey Valentine's Day for me, but the green just adds a little bit of a twist to it, and I'm kind of digging this Cosmo and Wanda vibe today. I don't know if I've ever done like pink and green together before, but I don't know, I kind of like it. And here is what the full face of makeup looks like today. I went for a full beat glam look. I just wanted to just wear a ton of makeup today, honestly. For my foundation, I'm wearing the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I tried this today for the first time because there's actually quite a lot of new foundations that have come out recently. I have the new Makeup by Mario one, the Natasha Denona one, I have a new Too Faced one in front of me. So I was like, which of these new foundations do I try today? And I wanted to try this one because I have a fresh self tan on, and the shade that I have of this is 6 Neutral, which is very, very yellow. And I do think it matches my tan really well, but I would definitely say this is like a medium to full coverage foundation. As I apply the foundation and as I've applied makeup on top of it, I do feel like I can can see the foundation on my skin. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Hourglass, what is it, the Ambient foundation. It was another full coverage foundation that I loved for years and years. So I could definitely see myself wearing this foundation for more like event type makeup, or I'm going out at night, which doesn't happen honestly. When do I go out at night? I don't see this being like a daily foundation for me, but for a day like today where I just want to do like a bold, a glam face of makeup, this was great. And then I am going to go ahead and just list and link all the other products on my face down below, my blush, my lips, everything else. But I had so much fun just playing with eyeshadow today and just creating a fun makeup look. Again, don't forget to check out Odin's Eyes mega sale that they're doing on their website right now that ends on September 20th. Thank you again to Odin's Eye for sponsoring this video. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.